Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Lucid. I am joined once again by Maryland.
Howdy, guys.
And it's turn 57. And that
That
is
is
a
correct.
special turn because it is the last turn of peace before the war with between Vanheim and Ulm breaks free. So that's pretty exciting. What other things happened last episode, Maryland? You want to refresh our memory?
Yeah, we were just kind of going over it. So there's I think I summed it up to roughly 4 conflicts. The Ulmish-Sitis war did not go well for Ulm last turn. He lost 1 army, took a bit of a beating, lost an Earth King, and that sets him back. He's not going to be able to cleanly end that in time to turn around and deal with Vanheim.
Yeah.
So this is a reprieve for Sitis. The Ashdod Zibalban war looks solidly in Ashdod's favor, but it's still a slow slog.
And hopefully we're going to do a big battle there because Ashdod had cracked the fort last episode and he pinged it to see what was inside. Well, he didn't successfully ping it because the scout ran, but yeah, so we'll see.
And the other major conflict is Pangaea is beating Ind up pretty well. Ind hasn't lost much, but he's got to figure out how he's going to block those big Pangaean armies, and they're dangerous. So there's that one. And then the final little bit of conflict was Pelagia did 1 small raid against Pangaea.
Yeah.
So what that really means, maybe he's just poking the bear, keep Pangaea a little off balance.
Right.
I don't think Pelagia wants Pangaea to easily eat Ind. That's not in Pelagia's favor.
Yeah, let's maybe we start with Pelagia. Pelagia had sent us a message ago, and somehow you and I missed it. I don't think it was super critical. He posted it in my Discord in the current series section.
Okay.
So people kind of went back, and you can go back and check it. But we're not going to miss it this time. Do you want to read this for us?
Sure. 1 year ago, on turn 56, my Is claimed the thrones needed for victory. This year, however, Is was banned alongside Sclaria, Nazca, Riley, Irmar, which were banned last year too, but then Ashdod was the 5th. The field is also bigger. Last year it was 12, but a player dropped and no replacement was called. This year it's 16. A player had to drop again but was replaced. Unfortunate, really, because the game would have been different if Balabi could participate. Okay.
Yeah.
So why Plagia and why talk about it now? The main reason why diplomacy. As defending champion, I could not hope for a favorable diplomatic situation, which left me 2 options: overpowering the world with one of the nations available after the bans, or splitting the world into land and sea and dominating the smaller area, inevitably sea, regardless of attempted coalitions against me. Okay, so he's talking right now about his pre-game planning.
Right.
I evaluated multiple land powerhouses, some of which you are seeing do well, at a very high bar, ability to beat down an active 1 versus 4 coalition of good players too. None of the nations available to me were quite that good. I don't know if any nation reliably could do a 1v4. On some, I could stalemate versus 4, but that wasn't good enough, as somebody on the other side of the world would win. Moreover, with me on land, we could have had up to 3 players underwater, and Atlantis could have won, creating another massive obstacle to a repeat victory. In early age, the age I exclusively play outside of tourneys and know really well, I'd have ideas for meeting that very high bar. In LA, I'd still be fresh from my qualifier round where I did prevail over coalitions while suffering the same Diplo detriment. Well, I really do understand his comment about knowing you're entering something like a tournament game and the Diplo's against you before you even make your nation.
Yeah. I followed his tournament game a little bit. I don't think he got 1v4'd very much. He definitely had harder diplomacy to navigate than most other players, but I think he navigated it without being dogpiled by all his neighbors. But I could be wrong, but I don't know. Like one of the guys in the game, Zan, he was playing Abyssia, and he and I were talking a fair bit, so I think I kind of know what happened. And I subbed into that game for a hot second, too, so...
See, I don't know. The fact that he's last year's winner Well, if I was looking at this list of players at the very beginning and I was in this final, I'm not sure I would have said that we have to kill Arco first.
Yeah, I don't.
Because Sai would have been easily as much of a threat.
There's a lot of good players in the game. So I think, and everybody kind of was saying that as the game was starting. Like, people weren't saying, okay, let's not let Arco win this time. Like, when the game was starting, everybody was saying, holy crap, it's going to be hard to fearmonger anyone.
Yeah, I understand his thinking.
Yeah.
And I agree with it. I can fully appreciate that sort of planning. Because one of the reasons in my tournament I took an Awake Expander was I was expecting to be ganged up on right away. And I was.
Right. And, I mean, to be fair, there's an advantage to picking Underwater anyway in a competitive game, in that you don't have to worry very much about being attacked from most nations. So,
yes.
His second message.
But in Middle Age, no. Fun as playing a land powerhouse would have been. So I had 3 possible underwater picks: Pelagia, Atlantis, Oceania, and a couple land nations that could try aiding an underwater enemy of mine, depending on starting positions, Agartha or Zibalba, and was high in the picking order, so I couldn't know what over a dozen people after me would do. The one nation on which I could with high certainty win versus an alliance of the other 2 underwaters, whether backed or not by amphibians, was Plagia. Plagia's problem, of course, has the hardest time establishing on land. Yeah.
Right.
Awful lot of aquatic troops and aquatic magi. Now, I could have taken an extensive imprisoned rainbow bless for my land-going sacreds, at which point they would approach the quality of, say, in sacreds, but not the quantity. But ultimately, such an attempt would be a just shadow of what Is could do. Pelagian sacreds capital only?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So they get 2 cap-only sacreds. They get one which are the horsies, which are aquatic, and then they get one which are the just basically swordsman infantry, which are amphibious.
So instead, I'd play on my nation's strength. Plagia has a gimmick no one else has, the so-called pearl farming for wishes. Right, we've talked about that lots. Barring obtaining certain catalysts, wish farming is a very slow long-term strategy out of the measly 10-province pond I was assigned. And I was about to compete with multiple capital land powerhouses led by some of the best players of Dominions. So what was my plan? For starters, it's a long-term plan, so long as it made no sense to reveal it on turn 1 as everybody else did. This turn 56 is my turn 1. Stay tuned. Okay, yeah. Now, we've been pretty confident we know what his long-term plan is, because when he asked to buy a robe of the sorceress.
Yeah, robe of the Magi,
Robe of the Magi. That was a pretty big giveaway.
Yeah, I mean, we've known, I think everybody in the game has known what his long-term plan is from turn 1. You know, he's playing, it's Arco playing Pelagia. He's planning on setting up a wish farm.
Yeah, and the 2 big nations, well, that were kind of the leaders of Pan and Van, have both realized they need to be bigger than Plagia by a lot if they're going to compete with that.
Yeah.
So they're trying to eat somebody.
Yeah.
More than one.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be details to his plan that can be really interesting. Like, you know, does he do Maelstrom? Does he do... I mean, if you do this wish thing, you're going to be doing Nexus.
I'm thinking... you should make a funny laugh about our gifts.
Oh, yeah, it's actually really funny. Jotunheim, you know, they died, their capital's gone, and they death basketed us 2 items. So yeah. This is our first time getting death basket. Somebody actually had an interesting idea in the comments last video that, or a couple of them ago, that said we should maybe do exit interviews with the players as they're leaving. Like,
that would be good. Yeah, but as special.
I don't think that gets in the way of the normally scheduled programming. But
yeah, we could
like a weekend special.
Open it up to 3 of us and invite them to voice.
Yeah, we can maybe do that.
That'd be very cool. That's an excellent idea. I like that.
Okay.
Well, while we're still on Plagia, was there any action for Plagia? I see a little bit of. See a little bit of pink.
I think he's poking a lot of people. So let's see.
Well, he's just cleaning up a little bit.
So
more
he took this throne out, right, with a Windmaster and a Scout. The Scout probably just to draw arrow fire while the air elementals kill everything is my guess.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Look at that scout.
Yeah,
It's still going.
Being a unit.
Funny.
It's kind of weird he was positioned back. I would think you would position him farther forward, but
I would have had him about 5 or 10 squares forward, probably.
Yeah.
But
it worked.
it works.
He must have. He pinged this the turn before. He must have known that the chief was on attack rear on one flank or something. Yeah, anyway.
Could be. I also saw he dumped into a pond somewhere.
Yeah, he jumped in down here, and this
Way
was
down over here.
This was against Pelagia.
Against Pan.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Pan against Pelagia, or Pelagia against Pan. Yeah, so he teleports in
with one water elemental, and the cap just to the Starshine to let him teleport.
How about that? That is a clever trick to put the scout in front, because I have the worst time. First of all, this isn't much PD, but I swear to God, I have the worst time with stuff just running past. I could have 6 water elementals. They would run past and knife my mages.
Well, if you go there again just quickly in the command, you don't have either way. Check the movement speed on those crazy.
Yeah, they're fast. Warriors. It's probably like 20. Yeah,
18. Yeah. They're some of the slowest.
Yeah,
everything in the water moves fast. So Magi without a little bit of something in front of them.
But that scout here was super clutch, and he had a scout, so he knew how much PD was here. Approximately, how much was it? See, they didn't even put the threshold to get to 6. Where if it was 6, he wouldn't have known if it was 6 or what is it like? It's 19, 19 right? And this would have died to 15 PD. I'm pretty sure because more would have run by and killed the mage.
Even 10.
Yeah. So
cool. Okay, well that one.
I don't think there's much else from.
No, I think that was it. So he's poking at Pan.
Oh. He set this up for counter rating, though. He put a bunch of ghosts. This is a unit that I've seen Arco use a lot in games with me, where, well, I mean, this is a long time ago, but he makes very good use of ghosts, and he'll buff them in pretty special ways.
I've used an interesting one with ghosts. If you take a black servant and give it an amulet of the dead, it can carry along 5 ghosts.
Right.
And that's a pretty cheap. Because you buy ghosts if you've got high death magic, they're quite cost effective. They're 14 and they scale.
Yeah.
So, but the other one, ghosts are awfully nice if you're trying to get into a fort.
Yeah. So we'll see. He definitely, we were joking last episode about, like hashtag contributing when he took this, but moving in this counter rating squad is a bit more of a commitment. And we can see the troops building up here, which suggests I'm planning on poking you even more.
Yeah, I think so.
So
that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably it.
What is he pinging here? Oh, this is getting Ulm off. Okay. All right, let's do Ulm and Ulm and Satis next.
The PD from an event screwed up my plan to kill his Fire King. Should have realized it, but these things happen. Okay.
Do you remember what that was? I don't remember.
I think he ended up that because he had more PD, he got a rout. The PD died.
Oh, okay.
And that caused a rout of his thugs.
I see.
I think.
Okay, and we don't have a message from Ulm, so let's just see what happened. Last episode...
pulled back.
Yeah, I mean... I had been saying if I were playing Ulm, I would have tried to finish off Satis. And Satis basically showed Ulm that was not a good idea.
Well, I believe it was right on that fort where Ulm lost the one large army. Oh.
Hold up.
What the heck? What the heck are those?
They're white mage thugs.
White mage thugs. Oh my
4
gosh.
of them. Holy shit.
With a flesh eater. What were the other ones? Swords of Quickness?
Yeah.
Oh, look at those crazy things.
Are they on advance and cast? No, they're on attack.
But they're all vortexed.
And he's spamming Incinerate. But
and they're killing the Fire King.
They've got 15 fire resistance. Is that from the Bless?
Yeah.
It's from the Bless. They don't give a fuck about fire.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that.
That's not something you see every day. Sacred
No.
Shroud, White Mage, Statistugs? Like, what the hell is this?
Holy cow.
What are we watching? What are we watching? Oh, he's got Phoenix Fire, too. This one I'm telling you guys. If you ever have to use Phoenix Fire, there's like a 80% chance you're still going to die. It seems like it's super overpowered, and sometimes, like the 10% of times it works really well, it works super well. But every other percent of the time, it just sucks.
Well, we talked about how Coconut has galaxy brain things, and
He does.
look at those.
Yeah,
I've never seen that. I wouldn't have thought of doing that with Sauromancers.
well, these guys were murderous, and they were budget too. I mean, aside from the fact that it cost 10 gems to get each of them, they had 10 gems of gear on them. So. Yeah.
Wow.
That was cool.
That was very cool.
Okay.
Oh, and Alm has pulled backwards to prepare.
Okay, so let's we don't have a message from Ulm. Do we have a message from the elves? I don't think so.
No.
But let's look at that because we're in this theater of war.
Are those attacks? Oh. Okay, so did Ulm attack early?
I think Ulm did a raid command, but got caught.
Oh,
with one barbarian chief. That doesn't make it like that's not gonna. No, it's 35 unrest.
Yeah, you're right. There's a raid icon there, so yeah. What was this one? Oh, that's just
pinging.
a scout.
Yeah, he's just pinging this.
I think he's just trying to find Van Jarls.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that doom stack.
Ooh, storm demons.
Tamazots. So he's doing some Black Lords. We talked about that.
This is what I think. I think he's going to move. Well, okay, he might not move everything here because this actually is a wasteland. It could starve. But I was thinking it's likely Vanheim moves here. Maybe Vanheim moves everything here.
But there's all right straight south. So, like, that's his capital.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's over there. No, that's not his.
I wonder. I don't know. But I think the conflict for Ulm is like, on one hand, to fight this Doomstack, you want PD to help. Because, like, you just need a certain amount of troops, and you're going to need to get every buff in the game on them just about to fight this. But now he does have a lot of these Guardians, which are pretty sick.
But that army's half the size, and there's some serious elites in this Van army. Skin shifters and storm demons with Einheirs.
Yeah.
The corpse constructs are just lightning resistant chaff, so he's probably going to throw a Wrathful Skies.
Yeah, I kind of am thinking too, is Ulm, you want some evocation bait for this. So like Ivy Kings or other things that you can buff and put up at the front and just sit there and hope they, like, ideally like a big stack of them, like 10 or 20 of them. And then,
you mean Vine Ogres?
Yeah, Vine Ogres.
Yeah.
And
I don't think you want 30 nature gems at Ivy.
yeah, I misspoke.
Well, but the big giants work. I mean, they'll die, but the nature giants. There's a number of Evo bait high hit point things.
Right.
Possibly even trolls.
I'm just imagining like Wrathful Skies up with 20 Thunderstrike casters.
And then you add in the Storm Demons taking their, I think they get 5 shots each, and then have the melee, or even just have them fire a little bit and then go to melee.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, there's some things I think that are basically required to even have a shot. I think he has to do mass protection. He's going to need Thunderfend. He's going to need Firefend. He's going to need Will of Fates is an absolute must. If he doesn't have it, get out of here.
Well, and he might have to use Growing Fury. Otherwise, he's going to run away.
Yeah, because Wailing Winds is going to be up too.
That's what I mean.
Oh, man. This is going to be a hard fight, guys. It's going to be good, though. I hope so.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But, so he's consolidating. He's
preparing. He's getting ready. I think he has to basically prepare he has to prepare some counter raiding things. So I would probably be deploying those this turn as Ulm. But then being prepared for the army to move either this way or for the army to move south. And then I think this is much less scary than that. I think Ulm can probably deal with this. He's probably got enough stuff, so.
Well, and like you mentioned, it might be time to burn some gems on some chaff. Oh, I see he's got some corpse constructs down in his fort, looks like by Satis. Looks like corpse constructs there.
Oh, yeah. How about that?
But, you know, that's air death. That's not something he'll have a lot of.
Yeah. And
not even sure where he got any of it.
You know, the other variable in this we haven't really seen used much is Ulm has a Titan. We've kind of forgotten about it. It hasn't been used to great effect this game.
We haven't seen it used in a long time, not since the early fighting with Bandar.
But that could be a factor in all of this too, as maybe the Titan can make some plays that so I'm looking forward to that.
It's going to be, next turn's going to be pretty interesting for that war front. But, you know, the Satis front has gone very badly.
Yeah, it has. All right,
let's do Ashdod Zibalba?
Yeah, let's do that. I'll read these. Well, rookie mistake on the scout ping on Zibalba's cap. Had the scout retreating when Zibalba Jim baited me on top, so didn't get to look inside. Also, Zibalba's god this turn spawned based on the Berserk Blast being on the PD again. Not loving my decision to try to go back and try to save my god when his cap was probably wide open. The archers were probably mostly effigies. Not sure I could have bungled this much worse.
Well, oops.
Except maybe by staying on his cap and bringing in more chaff this turn. Basically, daring him to come out, which I expect he will do. I have no idea what's in there, but I really like to finish this war. The larger game state isn't going to wait for me to bring overwhelming force to bear. If I fail this, someone else is probably going to eat us both. Kind of playing to win and lose at the same time here. Yeah, I agree with him. He can't. I think he's on the clock. If I weren't last place in research, I would feel much better about this.
Okay.
Addendum number 2. Let's talk expected fights. The obvious on his cap will include some S2 add-ons moving in to MB. What's MB? Magic bait? Magic... I don't know what that is. Then Soul Slay. Once Light of the Northern Stars is up. What's MB? Mind Burn. Okay. Third Sun Hero is teleporting in to provide NLs. I don't know what all the 2-letter abbreviations are. Northern Light or Light of the Northern Star. I don't know. Trying to take advantage of Berserk on his mage gods to screw up his scripting. Retrying the ping on his cap to see what's inside with 2 suicide scouts this time, expecting him to come out of the Misfortune Throne province with the squad of stealthy jungle warriors plus the small army in the west. Meeting him with my first... Okay, he's telling us all things. Well, let's just see what's going to happen.
And
he's expecting things. Let's see what happens. So Ashdod... Okay, he just leaves a scout. He was expecting... Oh, wait, no, this is... He was pinging Uruk. This. Yeah, Uruk. Did Uruk come out?
He did.
What did he do? Did he gym bait here?
What's a gala? No.
Just seeing what's outside. It didn't die.
Okay.
And then Zibalba sends an adept of the Iron Order in.
Let's see. Oh, looks like it's diseased. Or it's feebled.
Yeah. I wonder if he's stacking up Bane Venom Charms or something here.
I don't know.
All right. Ashdod attacking Zibalba.
With one of his Banes.
Okay, but it's 1 PD.
Point buffed Banes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here. Okay.
Just a scout.
Just a scout. Here. Small battle. That is not worth watching. Anakites versus a few Winter Wolves. I think we know how that's going to go.
Yeah.
And let's see what happens on the capital. Zibalba comes out again. Will be another gym bait.
Something. Yeah.
Oh, no. This is just a ping.
Okay. that's not enough to gem bait.
And Ashdod.
He goes inside.
Okay, so the god has spawned. It's looking a little scary. We've got some archers, some crossbows. This is probably 120 archers and like 60 crossbows.
Yeah. The thing with, though, the god is for the god to actually get into melee, by the time it starts killing things, he's going to be close to a rout from hit point loss anyways. So I'm not entirely sure that this god is going to be useful as a melee option in this fight.
Yeah, he needs to get flight on him somehow. Either,
but
yeah,
what if,
or put flying boots on him, I think. So it makes sense to buff him back here and then have him jump up here at the front, but...
Yeah, if he's flying, but otherwise he's going to be tied behind the lines.
I mean, I think I don't like the formation of this at all, really. Yeah.
I don't like where he put his frost drakes. They're going to spam cold breath all through his front line.
I think he wants to have a channel here in the middle where stuff can run through, and then he should have the archers in side formations. But
yeah, that'd be my choice.
Well, I mean, it's basically it can't be any scarier than what Ashdod thought it was going to be.
Was that just a ping, or did he try casting a little bit of something?
No, it's just a ping.
Mess him up.
I mean, I think this army wins. You set these guys berserk, and I'm pretty sure they're going to kill everything, especially with some I think this army is going to win, especially if you get all the elementals out.
Well, he's got
or mass flight.
There.
Yeah.
Those banes are geared pretty.
Yeah, dusk
pretty
dagger.
Basic, but solid.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, no big exciting fights.
No, I was kind of hoping we would have one, but he's being really cautious. It's kind of weird because he's like, I'm playing to win and we need to go fast, and then he sat on the cap for 2 turns after he's cracked it. He's kind of saying what he wants to do, but then isn't exactly doing it yet.
I don't know. Well, I guess we wait another turn to see because if he does take Zibalba's capital, then that is the war is won. It's just cleanup after that.
Right. But, we were looking at graphs. There's still a lot of cleanup to do after that.
There is.
So he's probably, from the time he takes the capital, he's probably still got at least 8 turns left to finish Zibalba off. So,
Now, by the way...
He cannot do this on every fort. Like, he can't move from this fort to this one and then be like, oh my god, there's a 200-person army in it. Let's sit on it for, 3 turns.
Remember that Zibalba walked through the one province of Pangaea and then moved south from there, that forest that's Chile, the Pangaean province.
Right.
That army's missing now. Did it get killed?
Well, that's a good point.
There was a Zibalban army. There it is.
Oh,
it died.
There you go. Finding us the good fights, Maryland.
Yeah, so that's a pretty cost-effective counter raid on the part of Ashdod, and it was very successful.
Yeah. And these are the jungle muke. Oh no, these are the meek warrior, not the jungle muke.
But those are just Edomites, right? Those aren't
secrets.
Secrets.
Yeah, they should die. But okay, he's got flaming arrows now. That's gonna make a big difference. Yeah.
Oh, and a fire elemental.
He's making great use of these slingers. I mean,
he sure is.
I've probably never seen people make as many. And what's nice about them is you can just make them so fast. They have so little cost.
Yeah, there's 7 gold and 2 resources. So you can pour them out by the hundreds.
And for fighting Zibalba, which is in many ways, a chaff nation, like they've got the toad chaff and they've got the skeleton chaff. They're just phenomenal. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, look at that. And so they all die. Everything for Zibalba here is dead because it had no retreat.
Right.
So...
Oh, no, it had a place.
No.
It had 2. He had the Camazotz here. No, this is where the battle was.
Go north.
This is where the fight was.
Oh, well, I was talking about...
Because this is where it moved through here, which is the Pangaean province. Last turn it was here, and then it hit this. And you can see Ashdod had prepared for both of these to be hit. So wherever this Zibalban army moved, it was going to get murked.
So now it's kind of scattered.
Right.
Most of its magi were killed. A couple of really spamming Kamazots there. But see now,
just the deep raiding has not worked out for Zibalba at all. Ashdod's just parried basically every deep raid blow, and it has just been a bad economical trade for Zibalba.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think that's that one. That. Let's
What does Ashdod say?
Uruk sends this message. Don't want to pass over them as we're finishing Zibalba. Quick question, everyone.
Who are the bats fighting right now?
Well, they are fighting Ashdod and you. Yeah. So there you go.
Oh, he must have sent that to the general messages to everybody, not to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that brings us to Pangaean End, right?
It does. It does.
You want to take this one?
Only 2 to 3 turns to enchant 7. Okay. Depending on how many, and we talked that we think that's Solar Brilliance he's talking about. Depending on how many mages I need to send out to the field next turn. Having an explicit counter to darkness that also screws over his troops but doesn't bother mine long term will be pretty nice, and will make straight up army brawls a lot more comfy. I expect the end to send raiding parties to 180 and 162 and move his army to 159 for a big battle on Agartha next turn. His sacreds and big mages can't get to Agartha without magic phasing, and he seems to want to keep everything together for the potential big fight. His god can move anywhere, including hitting 180 and still being in regular movement range of Agartha, so I'm including countermeasures for it in the army, so probably counter thugs, sieging the cave fort, and the anti-raiding party in 180. There's an outside chance that he sends his whole army through 162 instead of 159, so rather than include a stack to counter raiders there, I'm just leaving a few dryads. More dryads and my assassin pan are going to 159. Yeah, we saw that assassin pan.
Mm-hmm.
Since I think that's one more likely to see the stack. I also expect him to send magic duelists into 129 in Agartha. For Agartha, there's a small chance he actually patrols with a real army, so it'd be nice to have anti-magic. So I'm just 2 dudes with Pyre and anti-magic. Pyre works versus magic duels, so my fire mages can explode a few times if they lose the duels to his S1s. For 129, I'm just not sending astral mages at all, since I shouldn't need them to beat whatever he can move into range. Since he can see that I've been sending a Holy Scourge Vanarus with that stack, I don't think he sends his god there. Okay. Only way I can see something going seriously wrong this turn is if Ian gateways an army into 129. I'm not actually sure that he has the thematurgy research to do that, though, since I don't remember seeing Soulslay. Well, we know he has been doing gateway, he told us.
Right.
But Sai doesn't.
Right. I can't remember which one 129 is. I think it's that most northern fort of Sai.
Yeah.
Well,
he said he was going to gateway something into there.
Right.
And he hasn't gatewayed anything to my knowledge before this. He really ought to have it soon if he doesn't already, since it increases his army mobility from his capital by a pretty significant margin, since he can pretty easily boost his Magi to Astral 4. Fish will probably also teleport a dude into my lake sooner rather than later. He did, which will be annoying. I've asked Kris to overcast the Pearl Global, but he can't do it yet, and his god will be busy next turn. Getting the turn after will still snag the spell before it's paid for itself, though. And if Pelagia tries to fight him for the global, it'll set back his Nexus timing.
Yep.
Okay.
All that makes plenty of sense. Let's see what happened.
We have a quick glance at the globals since that came up. I don't think changes.
Yeah, no changes.
We saw the Stellar Soul focus go up.
So this was the fort.
There's the god. What? That looks like that didn't work.
Well, let's not spoil it, Maryland. Okay, so the god has life drain attack and regen. 23 MR right now.
Magic duel.
A magic duel coming out, and it looks like it actually won because I'm pretty sure somebody blew up back here.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy got blown up and zapped somewhere else.
So something.
Ooh.
Oh, they're hitting it.
Really friggin' hard.
Scourge. It's the Scourge.
Oh, it's the Scourge, he called it. Do not, Scourge dudes, you do not fuck with Psy. Oh, man.
No. Well, that's it for the god. Bye-bye.
Oh, did it have It had Pyre on it, though, didn't it?
Yeah, but...
I kind of want to see the death throws of it, like how it died. I would have expected it to have taken a bit longer to kill with Pyre.
Well, I think it had... Fatigue was too high.
By the way, what we'll probably see, too, is the Vine Shield gets beat up pretty fast. So for the Pyre death, it's probably not there anymore. All right, so yeah, it's already gone. This is one of the things. Vine Shields are good on Thugs, guys. They are not great on Super Combatants.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point, and one I wasn't really aware of, that they're fragile. But those Holy Scourges are just devastating.
Yeah, they really are.
I mean, look at that. Does he have Pyre up, the white mage?
Yeah.
Yes. So where does he go?
What's he's at 0 fatigue too. That's what I'm kind of confused about.
Why did he? Oh,
so
there
he's
he is.
over here. 39 fatigue, but still he's got, blunt, all the resistances, 27 protection. How does he? Oh, he runs.
Oh, he ran away. Does he get away? Oh, he got away.
He got away. He didn't die.
Lucky.
Actually, not that bad of a trade, because he killed a Van... Oh, wait, but this was a bad Van Jarl. It only had a Holy Scourge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not a good trade, then, because he lost the... Basically, he traded probably an Affliction or two. Let's check that out. He traded basically his Vine Shield for a Holy Scourge. Because this guy... Oh, no, he had more... Okay.
That guy's bleeding. That's probably what killed him.
He's got... I mean, this is 10, 15, 25, 30, 35 gems of gear.
Yeah. I think it's the bleeding kills him.
Yeah. And then... Okay, let's see what afflictions he got. Just Never Healing Wound. He might have had that at the beginning, too.
Yeah, I think he did.
I'll just check super quick. Oh, he didn't. So he got a Never Healing Wound, but that's not a huge deal. I mean, it's not great, but...
And he's back inside. Oh, okay.
Just one guy here. So he let him get on top on the fort. Thug kills all the PD here. So a fair amount. This is like probably 30 P... Oh, no, not that much.
About 20.
20 PD, yeah.
Well, we've seen that Thug around lots. Or one's just like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bargain. Relatively bargain. The Gleaming Gold's a bit pricey, but pretty nice.
Yeah. It's just doing some work. And it helps a lot against, like, the Archer Fire and stuff, so...
Mm-hmm. And then,
this I don't agree with at all. Like, why is he marching away? I don't understand that.
I don't know.
Why would he march away? What is he going to go do? Sit on top of a fort, like a Pangaean fort filled with dryads?
Yeah. Oh boy.
And so Pangaea has this fort under lockdown. They've moved on top of this fort and locked this down. And then this army, they moved south and are just going to keep, like, they're stripping all the initiative away from End. And End now gets to be put in a position where they just can't really they don't have a ton of options, right? Like, a lot of their armies are trapped inside forts. They're split up.
We want to check that Mount Chaining, because now it's under threat, I think. See the Mount Chaining, there's some lions on it. Oh no.
No, it's right here. It's okay.
Oh no, it's safe. It's safe.
But he did go ahead. You can see he's got a bitch mother here and has built a lab.
Yeah, he's got a lab there. Well, oh no, never mind.
Oof.
I thought I saw Zibalba sieging Ind, but that's actually the Uruk fort.
How about that? I'm just so impressed I got the god. I mean, it's one thing to get a god that's been messing with you every turn. It's another thing to get the god the first turn he tries to use it against you.
Yeah. Boy. Well, we don't know how much Ind has in these forts. So that's a little on the tricky side.
Well, this fort isn't broken. I'm pretty sure there's an Ind force inside of it that he's gatewayed in.
I'll deal with it. I'll just be a minute.
All right. Keep going. So it I think that about covers this war. I honestly, guys, I'm not sure we're going to get a great battle because I don't know if Ind can muster it. Like, even if he wants to have a fight for Agartha, it's going to be hard now because, like, let's say he wants to move this army into Agartha. If Sai moves this army off of Agartha into it, it's more than likely that the battle will take place over here, that Sai's army will push into Ind. And that's kind of what I mean by losing the initiative. Like, Ind is getting put in this situation where he can't even get his armies where he needs them to be.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a tricky situation.
Yeah. But this also speaks volumes as to what would have happened to Ind if they didn't coalition Sai at that time. So I think the coalition against Sai made sense because this, like, it's kind of like, was Sai a problem at the size of just eating Uruk? Not exactly. Was Sai a problem when he would have also eaten Ind and Agartha? Yeah, that would have been a huge problem.
Yeah, and Ind, his war with Agartha was not easy. He did well, but it was not easy. It
right.
took him a long time.
Yeah.
In fairness, partly Agartha played well.
Yeah.
We'd have to go back, but I remember some pretty effective battles for Agartha in holding Ind off a lot longer than might have been the case.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we've covered everybody, Marilyn.
I believe we have, because we're down to only, like I said, there's kind of the broad 4 conflicts.
Do you know what that means?
Not sure what you're getting at. No.
I think that means this is our shortest episode we've done, maybe ever.
Yeah.
It's 42 minutes, and we're about done.
Possibly.
All right. Since we clearly have like 20 more minutes we have to kill, what are you looking forward to most in the next one?
Well, I really want to see Ashdod finally take this fight to Zibalba.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the information he needs now. He needs to punch into that capital, take it, and then he can start chipping away at the remnants.
Yeah.
He needs to siege down forts, take those forts, and then Zibalba just can't do anything about it. He'll be running around with little armies here, there, or everywhere. And over time, Ashdod can go clean those up afterwards. I mean, we saw Pelagia do it, which is you focus down the forts, you remove their recruitment capacity, and then it's just cleanup.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, when they get raided, get all fixated on countering all the raids. But I found it can be more effective to just force him to fight on his forts.
Yeah.
Especially if he can sneak around behind you. Because all the time he's running around, as we've watched with the deep raids by Zibalba, yeah, they're annoying. Yes, they're a little irritating, but they're not significantly affecting Ashdod's ability to go to war.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be super exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes too. And we don't exactly know all the things he's planning on doing. Is he, and part of that's probably because I skimmed through his last message, but
he's got it.
Yeah, he doesn't really say. What I think the big variable is he going to be doing mass flight?
Right.
Because that would make this trivial, I think.
But we figured that might be a little difficult, that he might have to struggle for mass flight.
Yeah, research, he's still pretty bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, he's pretty low.
Yeah. You'd think he would be buying research boosters or something. He needs some stimulus here to help.
The other one is, are we going to see all of the blue lands turn red in a single turn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we going to see, red Vanheim flags everywhere that's currently blue? I mean, how many Vanarus is he going to airdrop or has already snuck into position and poof, the map just changes color?
Yeah, that could totally happen. And I'm not sure if it's a good idea or not. I mean, there's issues with doing it. One is you potentially could lose a bunch of stuff because Ulm has the ability to potentially protect a lot of these provinces with small groups of troops and mages from airdrops.
Well, he looks like he's got something in a lot of them.
Yeah.
Some small something or other. So,
The
yeah, you might lose some Vanarus.
the second issue, I think, is how quickly do you want to win the war against Ulm? Because if he communicates to the whole map, to everybody on the map, that, hey, I've won the war against Ulm by elfing him turn 1 to some extraordinarily horrible degree, it's possible that whatever kind of diplomatic good situation he had himself in, he could get out of. Now, in practice, a lot of people are still locked in wars that are going to be hard to entangle from, but like Ind and Pangaea could potentially disentangle themselves. And if he does like the great elfing where everything turns red, that and everybody turns against Vanheim before he's actually killed Ulm's armies, that could actually work against him. If he's killed Ulm's armies and then he takes all of Ulm's land, well, that's a little different too.
Yeah, yeah, those are interesting things. I have to say, though, that overall, throughout this game, people have stuck with their diplomatic positions in what seems to be well past their expiry date.
Yeah.
So
I think that's normal for all Dominions games, though.
Yeah, they've been kind of unwilling to sort of back away from an awkward situation, and they just keep pounding at it. The biggest exception was Vanheim and Pangaea making peace. That was one of those big, oh, okay, this isn't working.
Yeah.
It's not good for either of us, so let's just agree to go our own way.
Well, and it was a great conflict. It made for lots of good YouTube content, but I'm glad they're mixing it up now.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, those are what I'm looking forward to. And then I'm wondering if we're going to see some more Galaxy Brain shenanigans from Sitis. What's his next crazy little maneuver he's going to do?
Yeah. I think if I'm Sitis right now, you have two options. One is you say, hey, how about you give me Vanarus's cap and like a little bit of land, like make some gains that he's not going to have to fight for, and then say you get to fully reposition against Vanheim. Now that's not great, but that would maybe put him in a position to come over here and vulture end. And maybe. The thing is, I don't think Sitis actually wants Ulm to get conquered by Vanheim. Because Vanheim, if he eats most of Ulm, is going to be a lot scarier than Ulm was, and he's going to get more of the spoils than Sitis would. So getting some things fast and for free from Ulm, and then allowing Ulm to fully demilitarize their border, and then him pivoting into maybe going to mess with End or something else might be... I'm not saying he should. It's an interesting idea, though, I think.
I think it is. I think, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank y'all for joining me.
Thanks, guys.
All right. See y'all next time.
Bye-bye.